so I will choose to believe it. Let's see here. What do I need to do first? Oh, I need to, since I'm alone, need to make sure that you can hear me. Let's check my. I think I hear myself already. I do hear myself already on my stream, so excellent. Okay, so I can close that. I thought, wait a second. Oh, okay, yeah, it's working. All right. What up, Matty Bags? Yeah, decided I would do this. I got to this particular point in my franchise. I'm running one last one before Madden 22 is available to me, I think, in about a week or so. And yep. So I got to this point where it is the end of the current season, the one that's just about to start, and the go back into that. Maddie, let me know if you can still see the video game behind me. I believe that was working correctly, even though I didn't set it up. I think it just remembers it from the last time I did this. As I said, it's the off season now. My 2021 season that I just did. Ended up with Washington football team going 16-0, and then won the Super Bowl. And so basically you have the last pick in the draft, but have to rebuild. Fitzpatrick, he was great for us and helped win the Super Bowl, was the most valuable player in the Super Bowl. But then, as the computer often does, this was his 17th season, I think, and they made him retire. So I'm going to have to go ahead and replace him as a quarterback. Going to need another quarterback. So, but anyway, here's the off season. So it's like it's actually the beginning of free agency period. So this would be after this coming season, and to see how they take what is in my franchise a Super Bowl winning season and try to make that team better and replace pieces that are missing, such as the quarterback that retired. So the first thing I do is I go to the team and go to the roster, and I see what pieces will be missing. As you can see, all the ones with the blue arrows pointing up, those have increased ratings, like during the season or during the playoffs. And as you can see, Terry McLaurin is the big star. Jonathan Allen was ranked ahead of him at the beginning of the season, but you know, he's a baller from the Ohio State University. And what we're doing, checking as you can see, we have Taylor Heineke on the squad. I don't remember if I thought I put Case Keenan on the practice squad. Maybe somebody signed him during the year or something, or maybe I outright cut him for some reason. I don't know why I would have done that, But so definitely a quarterback, and so I get a piece of paper and I just write down. That way I don't forget what I need during free agency and the draft, and that way I don't have to constantly keep checking. The same solid running backs. So the only thing to look at here would be how much longer they are under contract. So, which you can also do, get a team, salaries, and length remaining on the contract. And so we want to specifically check halfbacks, and everybody's got 1 year left except for Antonio Gibson, who was a rookie last year. And this would actually be, this is like it's after 2 years of him and he must sign a 5-year contract, so he has 3 more years. So the problem you see here is NFL stands for not for long, and especially with running backs, once you start getting into this late 20s, it's kind of iffy on whether to re-sign them, and their prices go up sometimes, even if they're not quite as good as a younger person, just because of their veteran status. So probably maybe sign one of them. Peyton Barber, maybe the youngest. McKissick is more like Gibson, where he's more of a shifty running back and catches passes out of the backfield, but maybe sign one of these guys, but then we'll probably need another one. So I believe I've scouted some, and we'll see who's available in free agency. All right, I'll just stay in this because this allows me to see who's on the team as well. No fullback. Washington doesn't really use one. They have their tight end. Matty Bag says he sees RG3 is going to be an analyst. Yeah, he still wants to play, and they're leaving their door open for if a team needs to sign a quarterback later in the season for him to go do that. But yeah, I have a and I learned my lesson. I did get a RG3 jersey. It's in the closet. Maybe I'll show that sometime. That one does say Redskins on it. As you can see, this is more of an off. I think it's an off, right? It's got it's made by Champion. It doesn't say official NFL product on it. So it's number 14. It's not a Fitzpatrick jersey, even though that's the number he wears. It is a Brad Johnson jersey from back in the day. And I like getting the off-brand stuff, and I have 2 or 3 of these jerseys, and they don't have Redskins right here on it, and they don't have the logo on the side as well, the Redskins logo on the side, so they are politically correct to continue wearing. Let's see, so back to the team who we have. Steven Sims, who may not even actually make the roster this year. I just did a video about potential cuts and so forth, like who would make the team this year. As you can see, it's quite a bunch. This includes the practice squad players that have signed. Let's see, let's sort it by overall. So they've got 2 years, they got 2 years, they got 2 years. So might have to replace him, but this guy got 2 years and he's rated the same. This doesn't show like speed and so forth on there. I believe Sims is faster than Harmon by a little bit, but they're going to be like approximately the same player and analyzing it at least on the level of a video game. De'Ami Brown, forgive me if I'm saying that incorrectly. is a rookie. He was drafted just this past year, and so he has 4 years left on his contract. So I think they'll be okay. If I did scout some wide receivers, so if it's a good pick, a good value pick at the time, they'll do it. The way a lot of teams run their draft is that overall best player, and don't draft for need, because then you try to reach on picks and they're not as good. So yeah, Matty Bag, RG3 was great. He was great the 1 year, and then he got hurt, and then it kind of went off the rails there. And then we had Haskins last year that went off the rails too. So that's not good. Hopefully Justin Fields will be great in Chicago, so that the stigma that no Ohio State quarterbacks are good in the NFL, hopefully they'll shake that. Alrighty, so let's see what we're doing. Oh, we're seeing if we need a wide receiver. Not really. Not really. As far as the, you can't have all receivers in the 90s because you can't afford it doing the salary cap. So I think all these will be fine. Humphreys is getting up there, so probably wouldn't re-sign him anyway. And I actually had Dammy Brown starting above him just because, for that reason, in my season that I just did. All right, so we're good on that. Tight end has been a problem as far as depth. They haven't had any really good ones. Cooley was really good for a while, and since then they have not had any really good ones until Logan Thomas last year, and he, I believe, is rated as 77 in, I think, at the end of last year, and in the Madden 22 game, I think he's a 77. As you can see, he's been bumped up to 82 here, and then we have a veteran, Ricky Seals-Jones. He's ranked 70, and so is John Bates, and he is a rookie this year, having just been drafted, and he's got 4 years. So probably a tight end, so I'll write tight end down. Matty Bags remembers watching Geno Smith for West Virginia versus Ohio State in November 2012. Amazing QB, but not so much in the NFL, sadly. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's been a while. Wow. Matty Bags going back in time there. All right. As far as line is something in Madden and probably in real life that is something that you really, you can't have enough healthy, good linemen, and they do tend to get hurt because they bang into each other every single play, or bang into the defensive line of the opposing team, and so they had, I think it's Chris Leno, I can't remember his first name, but he came over from Chicago, and this is this real year coming up is his first year, and so in my franchise here, this would be meaning he's played one whole complete season, and he still has 2 years left on the contract, so he will be there for a while. This guy has at 66. If it could replace him, it would just be a $500,000 cap penalty. So that's a possibility, but never turn down an opportunity to get more of a more linemen, more offensive linemen. The starters are good. The depth on him is, like I said, mid 60s looks like about the best. Yeah. Sadiq Charles they are trying him out at guard right now as well. But I think as I talked about in the last stream, I believe they have Schweitzer above Eric Flowers for the starting left guard, and so I think that'll be how that pans out there. And as you can see, he has 2 years left on the contract at this point. All right. And Cosme is a rookie for this upcoming real season, and again he would have just finished one in this franchise, and I won't explain that anymore. All right. Defense is the overwhelming strength of the Washington football team, and that's probably going to be fine there. Maybe if you get the right draft pick, maybe you would take another end, but that's fine that's great for starter. Sweat's an excellent football player. He is brilliant at jumping up and either knocking the ball down so it doesn't even get past much past the line of scrimmage. A lot of times it gets batted for interception. And he is great at that. The right end, of course, Chase Young from the Ohio State University. So he's good there. And plus they have a young guy that was a draft pick this year. And two great. Now, eventually these guys will have to be replaced. As you can see, both Jonathan Allen and actually Jonathan Allen just in real life just signed a 3-year extension. So this doesn't apply here. But you cannot do that in Madden. You can't add real life extensions to it. You would have to I could have re-signed him during the season. Possibly. Sometimes it doesn't let you do that even. But I just always take care of it in the off season. Sometimes it prompts you to re-sign players, but that's only if they're in the last year of their deals. Oh yeah, I need to go back and check something. I forgot. Let's see. Brandon Sheriff, 3 years remaining on his deal. Oh, okay. So I know what happened. So in real life, he signed the franchise tag because he gets $18 million for being franchise tagged, which is the average of the top 3 or 4 players at your position. And he wanted to sign a long-term deal. Washington football team wants to keep him around, wanted to sign him for a long-term deal, but the first year of that contract, there's no way that can be $18 million. So I think he decided to go on the franchise tag, and hopefully for next year they can get him under contract. So, but that's why I have him under contract, because I went ahead and signed him, because he didn't know how much the franchise tag was worth in my fake franchise here. All right, so that's why we didn't have to worry about that. I was wondering why that didn't come up, why he didn't have just 1 year, and it's because I signed him during my pretend season of which is the one coming up. I said I wasn't going to explain it again, and I did. My bad. All right, defensive line. And these two, Allen and Payne, they're both from Alabama, and they were successive first-round picks in successive years for Washington football team. Ioannidis was either a late draft pick or just a free agent, I believe. I think a late draft pick, and he is come on and is excellent as well, as you can see by the rating. Tim Settle from Virginia Tech. He's a Hokie. And as you can see, the defensive line is truly the strength. You have an 85 left end, a 90 right end, And all of these guys also are. Sweat was a first-round draft pick, and so was Young, and so was Allen and Payne. So all four starters on the starting 4-3 defense, which means 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. All these 4 guys are first-round draft picks. Last year they had their the next guy up, the substitute backup, as it were, was Ryan Kerrigan, and he was also a first-round draft pick, but he decided to go. Actually, I think they decided to move on from him because of age, and so he went through free agency. He signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, but we're all okay on that. Outside linebacker is going to be Holcomb. He is great. He has a great mullet, by the way. And again, 70 is a decent player. So you can't. They might not wow you, but it's a decent player. So that's pretty good. Middle linebacker we're gonna need because you gotta have more than one, first of all. And if you have a 30-year-old that is on the south side of being ranked 70, that's a problem. How much is let's see, $5 million for the call? Oh, it would be a $630,000 penalty cap penalty, and that's possible that he would even get released, but I would have to have at least 2, maybe 3 other middle linebackers signed. So we will write down. I already did. Jamin Davis, I still haven't found out how to pronounce that. He did an interview, so I'll have to watch that just to hear how it's pronounced when they introduce him. And he was the first-round draft pick of the Washington football team this past April in real life. And so again, here he would be have completed his first season. And so, maybe, and what I do here is I put we're okay as far as having bodies there, but I'll put like an outside linebacker question mark so that I remember to look at them. Good defensive backs here as well. That's probably going to be okay as you see the years left on those. On the top guys, it's there. Stroman has 1 left. He's a backup kick returner. So in real life, he would make it probably because of that. Make the team, but you never know. All right, Bobby McCain may play cornerback or free safety for the Washington football team. So we got that. So that's going to be pretty good there too. Don't have to worry about it. Again, all these positions would be open. Like if you get a steal in the draft, like because Washington won the Super Bowl, they have the last draft pick, and so if you would have an early round, a guy with the early round grade, you would draft him pretty much no matter at what position he was there, because you always need depth and you always need new players. People get injured, people get old. Hopkins not gonna blow your pants off. Is that a saying? Blow your pants off? Kicking the ball, but he does pretty well, and he's got 1 year remaining. Probably I would do, unless there's really somebody good. Let's see, how much penalty? $390,000, and only a $1.35 million savings by not just letting him play out the year and then addressing it next year. We'll see on that. Depends on who's available as a free agent. Probably wouldn't replace him with a kicker unless he was really, really highly rated. But I don't have any kickers so far. I don't have any kickers scouted. Maybe I'll scout something. I still have some scouting to go while free agency goes. Okay, so, and it's taking a lot longer to get through this because I like to babble, as you can tell. So let's see, 83, nothing wrong with that. Tressway's a great punter. So there we go. So basically, we have to definitely get a quarterback, at least one quarterback, at least one tight end, probably 2 middle linebackers. I wrote 2 next to the middle linebacker. And so there we go. And you can have 75 players in the preseason, but then you got to cut them and get down to 53. And then you can sign 10 players to the practice squad. In real life, it was different last year, and they've kept the same rules for the practice squad. Normally, they have to be first or second year players. 2 years experience is the most that they can have, but with the Pandy last year and this year, they have an expanded amount. I think it's 15 people on the practice squad, and there's no veteran length limit. So, like you had, I think I think like 4 or 5 years is I saw people on practice squads that had 4 or 5 years experience. All right. So, as I said, just won the Super Bowl, and so it's the off season, and so you can sign free agents. So let's take a look at them. Available cap room, $46 million. That's not bad. So, and as I said, you can put in new contracts as they happen, and Madden, EA, and Madden, when they do new rosters, they don't update that either, because that would have happened. They do it, I think, if it happens during the season, but like Dak Prescott just got re-signed. It would have been after the Super Bowl, so that's in the off season, and so that's not in there. And so, for whatever reason, the computer Dallas decided to let him go to free agency. So, and sometimes it will happen where a computer team will let a player go to free agency, but since they have an opening there, they end up signing him right back. So that could happen. So I would not even looking at personally, I wouldn't have. The book isn't great on him. I know he's rated 89 overall. I don't see him being quite that great. And it's not just because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys either. So I just think that was way too much money to give him that he got. And that's why also I can't remember if I said this in the previous Washington football team stream, as far as why, or as far as what the Washington football team did, as far as not going crazy over a quarterback, not reaching. They said they would have drafted Justin Fields if he fell to them at 19. He got picked at 11 by the Chicago Bears, and so Washington picked that linebacker, Jamin Davis. And so they were able to get Fitz. So he's going to do a little Fitz magic there, and I have no problem with it. He's an upgraded quarterback from what they had last year, and he should do fine. Like I said, I would have kept with him in my franchise. I would have kept him going this year if he hadn't retired, because he does have. I think he did sign for 2 or 3 years. All right, so but I am not signing Dak. How much does he want? He wants 171 million over 5 years. Yeah, he actually got more than that, I believe. All right, Gronkowski. Well, we'll just look at the players that we need here. We need quarterback. Let's see. After him, you can see the rating goes from, he's the darling of the free agency class here, and then it goes down to your 71. Darnold, Mariota, Kyle Allen. Oh, what did I say? I think I said Kyle Keenan or Keenan. Keenan Allen is a wide receiver for the Chargers, I think. Kyle Allen was the guy that is currently on the Washington football team roster, and so it's possible that I would sign him, but anybody like rated this low, I would not sign during free agency, because you can sign them for without doing any bonuses if you sign them as a free agent once the free agency period is over. So once the free agency period is over and you've done the final cuts, then you can sign free agents, and you don't have to pay any roster bonuses at all. No signing bonuses. So that's when I would get any number of these fine quarterbacks, despite their low ratings. There's Haskins. That means that Pittsburgh decided to either not re-sign him or they just cut him. He played the other night in the Hall of Fame game. And speaking of, there's the aforementioned RG3. And he is 31 in this sim. Again, this is 1 year forward from now. Alright, so let's see. Do I need a halfback? I think I was good on halfback. Let's just look to see who's on. James White, Gus Edwards, 29, 26. Always look at the ages. Leonard Fournette. I think he signed with the Saints, I think. Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, I think we're good on that. Let's see what kind of money. Rashad Penny wants 17.2 million total over 4 years. Yeah, I'm just too tight with my salary cap. That's all. Just too tight. I believe Darius Geis settled his legal matters. They did a settlement, so I think he's still up for some commissioner penalties as far as being suspended. I think that still takes place, so whatever team signs him would have to deal with that. All right, let's say we don't do fullbacks at the Washington football team, although I think they did have a fullback in Carolina when Ron Rivera was there. Let's see, wide receiver, we're good on that. Just looking to see at the top one. This has some better players at the top there, but we don't need any. But about tight end, Gronk, way too old. Still rated 84 though. I'm sure you can get it done. And sign him for 3 years. This is the problem. Once they get that old, you sign him for 3 years. He could retire after the first year. We need our it's 30, 31, 30. And see, we can get us down here close to 70. These are like the guys that I have already are ranked like that. So you need to go there. Kung, 32. This would be a 1-year deal for 10 million. I mean, that's not bad for a 76 offensive lineman, especially a tackle. But that's not a need. We have a starter. Now, of course, if one of my tackles gets hurt, then I'll be like, oh, I should have signed him. So, and as you can see, the rest of them are, that's how it often works out. There's one good one maybe at the position you need, and the rest of them are about what, rated at about what the guys you already have. Massey. But generally though, by the time free agency is over, all the 70 plus guys are over, so anything left would be below 70. So that's a chance you take in there. With that, I don't need ends. He's going to be making like 11. He wants 11 million a year. Total goes to. Always just go through, like I said, and check the years, how old they are, their ages. Because if they're really young, you can end, and if they like aren't at their peak of their rating, you can get them for a lot cheaper. This guy in real life just signed with he turned down more money from the Steelers to sign with the Ravens so he could win a Super Bowl. So, alright, so we did need a middle linebacker and an outside linebacker, and that's about all the rest of it that we need. 27, 26. And again, not much better than the ones I have already. Do I want to invest 2 years in what I have already? And granted, I just won ego may be inflated here because I just won the Super Bowl with pretty much the same players I have. Only a few of them, like I said, quarterback retired. I did have a rental on, which is like a 1-year contract player. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. As a middle linebacker that played this guy, Danny Trevathan. And yeah, he was rated higher, so but I got him in regular free agency. I didn't sign him ahead of time, meaning you would have to pay a signing bonus and so forth. I get him just basically off the street is what they call that. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with getting them in the draft. So I'm not going to. Let me just check the rest of them to see the ages of the top players. And age isn't an issue, like I said, if you're only planning to have them play 1 year. Malcolm Jenkins from Ohio State University. Gosh, he's 33 already. That means I'm old. If he's old, I'm old. Even. And kicker, he's 79, but he's 33. And then it drops to 78, and 75 isn't that where mine is not that much later, so I'm not going to sign one of those. My punter is fine. So that's interesting. A 25-year-old that's rated 77, but I have a better one, and he's getting up there, but he's under contract for a while. Alright, so what I'm going to do is not, well, I was looking at one guy. Who was I looking at? Oh, middle linebacker. We have some money. And let's go ahead and try to do that. Let's see. We'll just give him exactly what he wants, 2 years. And it may not be as much as the people you saw. Other people have, signed him, and so they probably signed him for more money. I could raise it a little bit. I don't want to go more years. I'll see what 6 and like 4.25 will do. That's probably overpaying him at this point, but we'll see. Alright, so now number 1. Now the other teams could still, when I advance it, they could still get me, but this will be the only free agency that we do here. Alright, and so advance the week. No draft scouting in that particular stage. I'm going to review the retirements. There's Ryan Fitzpatrick, retiring after 16 years, and actually, no, it is, that's correct, isn't it? No, it would be 17, because this past year would not count in this game. So, let's see, sign free agents. Okay, this is where, okay, that guy can play again. And he was actually someone that I couldn't cut last year out of the he's hurt. Hey, we got that middle linebacker. How about that? All right. He liked it. So that was an upgrade there. So I'll scratch the 2 out next to it, and I'll still probably draft 1. All right. So scouting the players, make sure I have plenty scouted at the need positions. Quarterback, scramblers. I don't really like scramblers. I mean, that's what I love playing with RG3 when he was there. I guess I'll go ahead and scout the higher rated ones just in case. Tagovailoa's brother. Nope, 6th round. I don't even know this quarterback from Clemson. That's not who's starting for them this year, I don't believe. And this one. So yeah, we might have a problem with quarterback unless we can somehow get up to draft. I might have to try to trade to draft for Spencer Rattler. Or unless we can get Sam Howell, maybe. If not, might be in trouble. Alright. That's probably good on the halfbacks. The problem with not having enough of something is because these 3 and 4 guys, even as low as projected 7th round, they could actually be number 1s, which is why you have to scout them. And this scouting stuff and the off-season stuff in Madden 22 is supposed to be even more complex. So nerds like me would enjoy that greatly. I don't need any. I scouted him because he's from the Ohio State University, and I got the other 2 just in case they would happen to be available at the end of the 1st round, and I don't have a better option. Tight end, which we're gonna need, and I do have all of those scouted, I think. Nope, not all of them. Blocking tight end, I guess I can go with scout him. Nope. If it has a dash on there, that means he's not projected as being drafted, even though originally they were. Okay, so after scouting, none of those. So those were wasted. You get limited scouting points each week, so you got to decide, pick and choose. Alright, I got all of all of those. I normally do these all every year. Every time I'm drafting, I scout every single offensive lineman because of the reasons foretold previously. Zach Harrison, the Ohio State University. Oh, and these are actual people that will be available in the next draft. And somebody made a draft class for it in the community files. So, and that's fun because that makes it more realistic. But we're good on defensive line. Those guys, looked at these. Missed that guy. Oh, he might be good, but we're out of points, so I'll have to come back and get him on the next scout. So, and sign free agents, that's where you could look again. There's not going to be more free agents, but like you could go back in and negotiate again. I'm not interested in any of the rest of them. Dak Prescott did not get signed yet. Chargers are interested. Wonder what they need him. They got Goff, I think, right? No. They have no, that's the Rams that have Stafford. All right. So advanced week. Now, obviously, this is a lot different from real life because they would obviously look at everybody and they would probably sign more free agents than I would. Although people have been signing people left and right, and Washington football team has not signed and kept anybody in the past few weeks. There was one 3-day span where Miami signed a guard named Ross Reynolds, I think. And then in that 3 days period, Miami signed him, cut him, Washington signed him and cut him as well, and then he just signed a contract with another team. So, fun times. That was so fast, I don't even know if he actually, showed up in Washington to do like a physical or anything like that. Deron Payne's contract said, yes, we would like to have him around. Go ahead and pick up the 5th-year option. You do the 5th-year option, you are paying him more money, no bonus. So that's a good case if you think he's nearing the end of his football life there, and because that way, if you decide you have a younger person you'd rather play, you can, in that 5th year, you can release him and save all that salary cap money, and he has no bonus. So that's why you would do that. And that postpones the contract negotiations for a year. Sign free agent. Let's check on Dak. Dak Prescott still available. Oh, and the Chargers withdrew their bid. Wow. Oh man, if he's available, he won't be available. There's no way he'll be available after cuts. There's no way. Now, if I got it, I'll play with Heineke. He was the 4th string quarterback, and he played in the wild card game, or his first round because they expanded the playoffs. But Washington won the NFC least, as it's called, when it's not good. And it wasn't, because Washington won the division at 7-9. But this gentleman played from Old Dominion University. And when I lived there, Old Dominion University did not have a football team. But anyway, Heineke was with Ron Rivera in Carolina. And so that's how he knew him and brought him over. And he, as the fourth-string quarterback. He helped Washington come within 8 points of tying the eventual Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if I gotta, I'll roll with him, but we'll see how that works out, and if I can draft somebody that's better. So we looked at that. McKissick is able to play from injury. He had a collarbone, I believe, last season. But I signed, I put him on injured reserve and signed Le'Veon Bell, so I was fine with that. Scouting college players again. Who was I just? Who was I last scouting? Let's see. I can go to scouted, and there we go. That linebacker right there. Oh, even though it's A-, B+, and B for those attributes, not worthy of being drafted according to the. Oh, now let's check. Just in case. 7th round, nope, not at all. So, probably not gonna get much help in the draft for middle linebacker. So I'm glad that's what turns out. Well, the dashes right there are the projected as undrafted. But so that worked out that I signed a really good player in free agency for that. Okay, and thought maybe, let's see. I wanted to save some points for, just for fun. Let's go ahead and like maybe we wanna. I said maybe we might wanna draft a kicker. Look at that, late 3rd round. And there's probably guys probably aren't going to be as good. Again, you never know, because even the undrafted people can be potentially high draft picks. But anyway, this we'll take this guy into consideration once we get around a 3rd round or so. And actually, kickers normally last longer in the draft than where they're projected to go. Let's see what we wanted to do here. I guess go back and get the other. It's weird. I don't know why they have the asterisk there for some players' names. Because censor didn't like them or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. But that's on some players. So advanced stage. Scout college players. Again, so let's see. What do we want to do? Do we want to get some more linebackers or just scout the highest? That's generally what I would do at the end. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and do these in case they're worthy of being. See, this guy's projected as a 7th originally, and we graded him at a 6. So there's more. You're more justified in saying we when you're actually doing the signing and the drafting and such. Look at that, some 4s. Although the 4s they're not going to be, I mean, they're going to be rookies, so they have more potential, but the 4s aren't going to be any better rated than the people that I have already. Alright, so that's it for scouting, because next stage is the draft. Alright. Come on. There we go. So free agency recap. Dak Prescott not signed, and I doubt he will be available for me to sign. Guess what? I would, in my quarterback predicament, I would sign him rather than go with Heineke. I would sign him because it will be for just 1 year while I and hopefully I could draft a quarterback for the next year. So we'll see if he's available. It doesn't let you have access to all of these like it gives the computer, the rest of the teams, it gives them like an option to get particular players, I think, before you have a chance to do it. Now, if it was fair, they'd be available. Well, I guess it's not fair because then you could get everybody that was left over in this list. You could get all these people, all these high-ranked people. So we'll see what happens though after the draft. So now the draft. Start drafting. I pause draft, that way I don't have to worry about the clock. And I skip over. We'll just do a couple of them. Skip one by one to see Miami Dolphins. Shout out Stevie Glenn. He's a board gaming designer and my friend, and I do a stream with him called Board Gaming with Stephen Glenn. And you can get some of his games on Amazon. First and Goal, First and Roll, Rattlebones, Balloon Cup, Pinata, and a ton more. I need to get like the complete list from him so I can at least have that in the descriptions of streams. Okay, so skip ahead to the draft. In the draft, so you have choices of going just to the next pick, which will show me just the Miami Dolphins pick, and put whoever's next, which is the Buffalo Bills. Interesting. I don't know if that was from a trade or if they really sucked the previous year. Oh, Miami, I'm just going to assume that they sucked. So, you can either go to the next user pick, which would take me all the way to the last pick of the first round, but we'll look at a couple of the first ones just to see who they pick. You got a right end from Miami. Bills got a cornerback from LSU. And I would have had to go 3. Miami, not Miami. The Minnesota Vikings picked Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma. And so that was going to be, that was pretty much going to be the only person that I was really going to target. We'll see who's available later. I probably will sign one because I did only have one on the roster, so I will sign one, or will draft one. I mean, okay, so he's out of there. So they're looking for Kirk Cousins' replacement. Kirk was previously in the Washington football team. Miami had another pick. Yeah, so maybe they traded up for that one then. The number 1 pick. So they got a outside linebacker. He would have been great to have. I think I did scout him from Alabama. A lot of good players from Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Ohio State. Always. Just check a couple more. Check the top 10. Pittsburgh Steelers, defensive tackle. Eagles, left tackle. Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State University, joining Kyler Murray at the Cardinals. Garrett Wilson and what's his name? Like Chris Olave will be doing excellent things over at the Ohio State this year. A new quarterback though, so see how that goes. Although he's a 4 or 5 star kid, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Not starting quarterback for Ohio State not having been announced, but the presumptive one is C.J. Stroud. We'll look at 2 more of these, which will be all the top 10. The 74 tight end for the Detroit Lions. And look who it is, the Dallas Cowboys. And, gotta do one more for that. Let's see, was that cross of tackle to the Raiders. And then the Dallas Cowboys, oh, they got Sam Howell. That was the other one. That was the other guy I was targeting to see if he would be available. And so now his 68 is different than Taylor Heinicke's 68 because Heinicke is a 5-year veteran and he's getting older, and so he's not going to progress as much as Sam Howell will. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if that Dallas has anybody else on their roster that would be better to start than Sam Howell. So we'll see what that is like. All right, so let's go to the next user pick now, and we'll see what's left for me in the first round. You can also trade picks. You can also trade players for picks and vice versa. So pick player, and we'll see who's available. All right, available, and that's an early first rounder, and that's a halfback though. Don't need that at all. It's a mid first rounder. That's basically what I do. Is just I'm gonna get a first round talent. Obviously, it's a mid. Late for that free safety. Oh, Harry Miller from the Ohio State. Late first rounder, gosh. Hard to turn down, and I may go for him just because he's from Ohio State and because my running back situation is pretty good. Although, early first rounder, that'll be a hard decision to make. Alright, so we got that. Let's check all the rest of them. Oh, I can change it to just scouted players here, so now I don't see the rest of them. Late first. Let's see, 7.4 combine grade versus 7.1. See, like this guy, even if this guy is taken in the second round before my pick, these guys are going to be close enough where I could probably get one of those if I really want a halfback. And running backs just aren't, I mean, they drive your team, obviously, ball control, et cetera, but just not as valued, I would say, as much as the linemen are. Oh, that's a second. Whoops, didn't mean to touch that one. Let's see, Jaden David, late first rounder on that cornerback. Late first rounder on that cornerback. Alright, I think that's going to be it for the ones. There's my kicker. Possibly. Okay, yeah, that's it. So, the halfback. And the center, what is that, late? Not even a mid. Oh, that's difficult. If I didn't have a really young starting quarterback already, halfback already, I'd probably take him, but Gibson is really young. So, and Madden, of course, is not like real life where you got to have 2 number 1 halfbacks basically, just because of injury and how long the season is, etc., 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 etc. But it's Madden football. I will take Harry Miller. And for my trouble, I got 73 overall, and he is ranked 27 in true value, and I drafted him at 32. All right. Skip ahead in the draft. Let's just check a couple more to see if the go one by one to see if they pick any of those running backs up. Yeah, nobody's drafting them. Samuel Cosme is actually, he's on my team, but he was in this draft because I think somebody didn't realize he was coming out of that he declared for the draft, and so they left him in there, and mine was ranked higher. Also, I think he's white. I'm not sure though. There we go. So they got him at Victor. And I'm sure he's a bargain too. Look at that, 79. 79. Yep. So yeah, I just chose not to do that. That's all. Okay, going to the next pick, into the second round. And what did I pick? Center. That's not one of my problem areas, so I don't have to mark that off. Quarterback. Let's see what we've got for quarterbacks. Oh no. No help. No help at all. And well, Taylor Heineke, you might be starting, dog, unless it lets me pick up Dak. We'll see. Crazy. Alright, so won't be able to address quarterback. Tight end, middle linebacker, and right outside linebacker. So first check to see if there's any number ones available, and let's only go to scouted because it doesn't really. I mean, I could still pick some of these guys, like the originally projected as a third round, any of these third round guys. Why is it only third? All the second round guys gone? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, unless I scouted everybody else that's higher. So if they say, yeah, 1 and 2s, I scouted all the rest of the available players. All the other one previously projected 1s and 2s have been drafted. Is how that works. So looking for 1s, maybe 2s. And if there are no 1s and 2s, that's when it'll be time to maybe think about. And there's not gonna be. Huh. Okay. No 2s. If there's an early 3, that's a mid-third. The early 3 is gonna be like just about, it's a late 2, early 3. It's a little bit of difference in money and what they would be rated. Early third rounder. Look at that though. C+, CC. I don't really need one either. Where's my kicker is, my kicker's third, and what is that, late third, so, yeah, alright, well, let's see what teams would be offering me for my last pick in the second round here. Review offers. So this would be this is the same draft, 2021 draft. 2021 draft in this franchise is the current one that we're doing, and 2022 would be next year. So they're giving me next year's pick, so which could be lower in the draft order than last in the second round. So that would be a net gain there theoretically. And they want to give me a 3 this year and a 5 next year. Same. A 2 and a 6 next year. So it's basically a wash, unless that's the difference between if they're like if Seattle finishes badly and that's like a top 10 pick in the second round. That would be much better than the last pick in the second round, so that would be net upgrade as well. And the 6th round, these aren't exciting me. Yeah, these aren't exciting me, and that cornerback was rated just enough, so. Yeah, and see, I don't know about these guys because I didn't. I wonder why oh, because of man-to-man, probably. I don't know why I didn't scout these guys either. Because of this specific slot receiver and zone. And as you can see, the scheme, that's what that purple thing where it says next to man-to-man. That's where the icon there, that means he fits the scheme. Because Washington does a man-to-man, but they, of course, also have slot coverages that they put cornerbacks in. So, you know. Oh, well, so you can't go back now and scout those guys. So I'll just take them. Let's see. Oh, I reached. Oh, hate to see that. Hate to see that. Well, 69. He could still develop into a good player there. Can't have 21. That's one of Sean Taylor's numbers. So we'll be changing that. Alright, so skip. Next user pick. Oh, and so I have a mid one here. This must be some actual move that they had already in place when they released the game, because they do include those in. So let's see what we got. Change it to scouted. Outside linebacker, a late third. My kicker's a late third. Alright, let's see. Oh, I didn't look at, my mistake. Did not look at the red ones because they could still be third round. No. Okay. So let's see what they offer. Texans rookie wide receiver Nico Collins is going to win Rookie of the Year. Alrighty, well, we'll see about that. Trying to think somebody. Washington didn't pick anybody, I don't think, in the for offense that would win that. They picked their lineman Sam Cosmi in the second round. In third round, they got Diami Brown, and he is not gonna. He wouldn't play enough ahead of McLaurin and Samuels to qualify for that. So probably not going to happen for Offensive Rookie of the Year or even the Offensive Player of the Year for Washington. But you never know. You never know. Let's see. So 3rd and 4th round. Let's see. For the 13th pick in the 3rd round. And these are 2022 would be next year's draft. 3rd. You have to consider where this team might finish. But you know, you can never tell from year to year in a game. Or even in the real game. The 4th round this year, the 3rd round next year, 4th and a 7th. Third round, 4th round. So they just want to swap later picks of the 3rd round this year. And also add in a 6th. That doesn't excite me. Fourth and 7th and the 3rd next year. I think I'll take that. Alright, so I still gotta pick somebody in the 3rd round for the last pick. Scouted. And if the kicker's there, maybe I'll grab him and see what's up. Yeah, the kicker's there. Still, you generally don't have to draft them that low. But I don't want to do another trade in the 3rd round since I just did one. We'll just try. We'll just try him out here. And he's a good pick. Ranked 95 in true value, and I drafted him in 96. So he's a 68. My veteran is 75. So, oh well. That's how this stuff works. Even in real life. So 4th round 20. I don't know where that pick came from either. Maybe one of the deals with the Dolphins that they did included picks. Alright, so what did we draft so far? Center, cornerback, and the kicker. So tight end, middle linebacker, and right outside. Linebacker. 4. He is a late 4th rounder. He is a late 4th rounder. Late. Don't need that kicker because I got the other one. And that's it. So, one of these late 4th round linebackers. 6.5 combine. 6.7 combine. Vitade will be B plus. And the boat. That guy was B plus. And they don't give you the same stats on them. It's probably their best stats is what they give. This guy has 2 B pluses. B minus and block shedding, and this is what do they give for this one? Hit power and block shedding. It's probably about the same. This guy has a little bit better combine grade. But you know, where'd they go to school? USC. That sometimes is the answer. Or Notre Dame. That doesn't help either. Oh, we'll try this guy. Nope. Wrong choice. Alright. Well, that happens too. Next user pick is going to be at the end. Oh, maybe we can get the other one. No, I can't. Somebody grabbed. Oh, no, they didn't. Alright. I don't have anybody else to pick. Nothing else is going to help, so. I mean, I could trade the pick away, but we'll see. Yeah. I'm 23 and drafted him at 128, so that one says good pick. Such a fine line between a good pick and a bad pick. Alright, 5th round. And again, so I have outside linebacker taken care of. Maybe middle linebacker or tight end would be what we're looking for. Or, as usual, oh, is this it? Oh, wow. This is all I have left. I have that right outside linebacker. Don't need him. That tight end. 7th. Don't need. I could convert one of these to, let's see, 6.6. 6.4. Could convert to middle linebacker. Possibly. Don't need another kicker. Yeah, so I guess we're done. So what you do here is you can take a chance on that one. Is not going to be drafted. We scouted him as undrafted. This guy we don't know. This guy we don't know. This guy we don't know. I don't need wide receivers though. 5th round running back. Don't really need them. Don't really need them. See what we can get for trade. Next year's 5th round. Next year's 5th round, and these are all going to be better than this year's last pick, probably. Cincinnati, as you can see, this is the projected order, and it so far it would be based on this past year's record. So Cincinnati would be the lowest out of these. What was the Natty one? 134 and he was 136. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Next pick is the last one in the 2nd round, and I think, didn't we just determine that I don't have anybody else to scouted that I'm gonna pick? I mean, maybe once I get, I don't need any more linebackers at all. Maybe once I get to 7th round, maybe I would pick him, late 7th. Oh, let me check. Unscouted. Interesting. A scrambling quarterback. Connor, wide. The rest of these are wides. Sure, why not? University of Florida. take a chance. Reach again. Yep. Horrible draft. Horrible draft this time. Next user pick is just going to be the last pick. Nope. Got two more probably. Wide receiver. Did somebody pick up Somebody picked up that tight end that was a red 7? Yep, sure did. Alright. Got a little glitch there with that hold to reorder in the middle of the screen there. Take note, Madden developers. So I'm just going to trade the next ones. Trade. Pick 800. This is this year's draft, so a later pick in this year's draft doesn't make any sense. Unless they're giving me some cash. I don't think they are. 199. Is that low? No. 193. And of course, Jacksonville could turn it around, and it could be a higher draft pick than it's currently projected there. And the final pick of the draft, and I'm not even going to look this time. D17, 220, 218. All right. Okay, so skip ahead and draft the next pick, and it's over. And look at the draft recap. And as you saw, it immediately gives you the ratings, their starting ratings, as soon as you draft them. And probably a quarterback, a middle linebacker, and a tight end in free agency. All right. So that's that. So you adjust roster. You can go ahead and change their positions. Like I could change some of those outside linebackers to middle linebackers if I wanted to, but you can always do that after the fact too. You don't have to do it only at the spot. So go ahead and preseason number 1. Alright, so we go over here to free agents. Let's see if somebody got Dak. Somebody did get Dak, because he's not available, as you can see. Who got Dak without me being able to get him? I don't know when that happens between the end of the draft and by the time I can sign a first free agent. I don't know what happens there, but let's see who got him. And if it was, let's check Dallas first. No, they re-signed Andy Dalton, and they got draft pick Sam Howell. DiNucci might be the backup this year. I don't know. In the offseason, I don't know any players except you can just go to NFL and then sort by name, and then we can actually go the other way, sort that way, and go to Prescott. Let's see where he is. He is at the Bengals. Why would the Bengals need him? They have Burrow. Let's see what's going on for the Bengals. That's weird for them. I don't know why they would do that. Because they still have Burrow. Why would they do that? Computer AI is weird sometimes. Alright, so that's basically it. And then from here, what I would do for the I sim the preseason games. I set the depth chart. A lot of times I will put the younger players. And, oh yeah, let's see if we'll have to roll with Taylor Heineke there. Or if there's a better option at quarterback. No, not really. Could bring back RG3. Relive the glory days. Yeah. So, as I was saying, I sim the preseason games. Oh, yeah, I could go in and set the depth chart, and a lot of times I put the younger players so they get more reps. I will put them above a starter. Like this guy, I would take him out and move the younger wide receivers up, that kind of thing. And I sim the games, and I substitute for any players that have been injured. They get injured during preseason. I take care of that as well. But let's see. One more thing to do is look for tight end help. Tight end help, Jack Doyle. Why not? And see, as you can see here, the salary, and it's all 1-year contracts, and it is no bonus. So you could cut him, like if you have to perhaps if you have an injury and you don't want to put the injured player on injured reserve, you could cut a person that has no cap implications, such as this guy, and I guess I will sign him. Jack Doyle, Western Kentucky. Cameron Bate from Harvard. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and sign him. Alright, and that's some help for tight end. And what do I do? Oh, middle linebacker. Oh, I don't need help specifically because I do have 2. And I got a bunch of outside linebackers, so it would definitely be okay. Had that guy last year. He started for me, but he would just be a backup this year. And so I guess they don't need him. If I need one later on, there are plenty of 70 and plus middle linebackers so far. Alrighty, so that's the off season for you there, and like I said, Madden 22 is supposed to have more in depth of this, and all that fun starts next week, I think. Get it somewhere in the, let's see, it comes out the 20th, and I can get it 8 days earlier. For having the EA Play Pro membership. Used to be called Origin Access Premier Pro, and I do highly advise that if you play video games, if you're getting Madden anyway, and you play video games a lot like I do. Madden itself is $60. Yeah, no problem, Maddie. I figured out that it was working. Thank you so much, though, Maddie. I figured out that, what was I saying? Oh, about the EA Play Pro membership. You spend $60 if you're buying Madden by itself. For an additional $40, you get access to almost all the EA games for an entire year. So my son plays Sims on the account. Sims 4, he has a bunch of add-ons for that, which aren't included. You got to pay for those. But other than that, I've played like 5 or so different games on there at least this year. I played Star Wars, Fallen Jedi, Star Wars Squadrons. played. What else did I play? It Takes Two. This stream my daughter and I did. We did 13 streams of that, a full playthrough. She did that from the state up north. We did that online. And, oh gosh, I want to say there were two more that I played as well that I can't recall right now. But you have access to, like I said, just about their entire catalog. So it's well worth it. If you're gonna buy 2 brand new games, that's $120. So if you pay the $100 in advance for a year, you not only get you also get the legendary or whatever, the best version of the game as well, and I lost my train of thought. Oh well, anyway, you get the best version of the game. And so, yeah, and sometimes they have stuff on there that, like, it isn't even their game, some Independence game. They had Plague Tale. Speaking of Plague Tale, Innocence, that is available right now at Epic Gaming, which you can create a free Epic Gaming account. They are the fine folks that brought you Fortnite. And you can create a free one, and you can go to their store, and you can, until the 12th of August, you can claim Plague Tale Innocence, which if you like The Last of Us, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, if you like those kind of games, you will probably like Plague Tale Innocence. And highly recommend. And that was one that I bought on Steam. Paid I think $50 for it, I believe, and then 2 or so weeks later they added it to the Origin catalog. Back then, it's called EA Play now. They're changing the name of it, but it's still the same deal as far as that. So highly recommend that game. And I guess that's it. As always, make smart financial decisions every day.